We are live.
Hey everyone, good afternoon.
Hello. Let me get this shared.
Yeah. Okay. Mugs and Marketing Volume 3, you guys.
Oh, that's a two.
It is that time in the afternoon where you might need a little caffeine boost, a little sip of coffee or tea. And so we are excited to be here for Mugs and Marketing.
Grab your mugs, grab your notebook, get ready to learn.
Absolutely. And know that as you are watching, and if you have any questions or comments, we would love for you to use the chat feature here live on Facebook. And we will hop right to those questions and answer them as we are talking through Mugs and Marketing.
I'm sharing it to my newsfeed.
Awesome. So we'll just kind of like wait a few minutes. We're going to wait for some people to hop on, and then we'll get going.
Yeah. So happy Thursday. Almost Thursday. Friday. Okay, so we're going to jump right in then. So welcome to our third live Mugs and Marketing. Today we're going to be talking about measuring ROI, return on investment. So all things analytics and numbers today, but how to measure your ROI on social media, how to do it, and why it's important to do it. Very good topic. So if you guys have any questions as we're going along, we're going to try not to get too nerdy, but it might happen just because we do love this. So if it gets too much, or if you have a question, just put it in the comments and we'll stop and we'll address it. No problem. So we decided to start this monthly live podcast-esque session on Facebook to show our clients the benefits of Facebook live streaming with your audiences, video, all of that. Really we needed, like I say in every video, we needed to practice what we preach. We always tell our clients, this is such a great way to put your personality out there, put yourselves out there, your employees. And then, Sarah and I were like, we should probably do it. So here we are. We know it can be really intimidating, and all three of us, I get nervous every time we do these, but it's worth it. So we challenge you after this, put yourself out there, schedule a live video, grab your coworker, do it together, grab some coffee and do it. So also, if you're watching this on the replay, so if you're watching this tomorrow, so yeah, that's confusing to think about. If you're watching that later, give us a red heart emoji or the salt shaker emoji and let us know. It's kind of fun to see who's watching live and then who's watching later. So yeah, and we love you all if you're in real time or if you're in later time.
We do. Big heart emoji for everyone who's tuning in now or later. And as Kristen travels through time to watch tomorrow, we have fun here at Socially Season. All right. So let's go ahead and do some introductions, right? As we're enjoying our coffee. I'm Sarah. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm Sarah Arnold. I'm the CEO of Socially Seasoned, and super excited to be talking about this really important topic today with two of my teammates, the fabulous Carrie and Kristen. And I will let them introduce themselves as well. But Socially Seasoned is a digital marketing agency. We are in the Northeast Indiana area. However, we serve clients nationwide, local, small to medium-sized businesses who feel that maybe they have missed the mark when it comes to digital marketing. And we would love to help you with that. And we love working with our awesome clients. So cheers. And I'll go ahead and let Kristen introduce herself now.
I'm Kristen Powell. I'm lead creative manager at Socially Seasoned. So I get the honor of working with all of our clients on their digital strategy, goals, branding, you name it, while working alongside our amazing creative managers and videographer, which is Carrie is one of them. So Today I have my socially seasoned cup and I have some flavored water today, not coffee, because I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine, little tidbit. So this afternoon is caffeine free. It's kind of sad.
I'm proud of you, Kristen, though, because you're still so chipper and alive, like without any caffeine. I'm impressed.
Well, don't get me wrong. I've had caffeine today, just trying to keep it before noon.
Awesome.
So anyways, Carrie, why don't you introduce your lovely self?
Sure. So I'm Carrie Weehee. I am a creative manager here at Socially Seasoned. I'm the newest member of the team, but I'm not new to the marketing world. So I'm excited to be here and glad that you're here to learn about this important topic about ROI. I mean, I know that Kristen said that we're not going to get too nerdy, but I'm a self-proclaimed nerd when it comes to numbers and analytics and being able to tell stories with data. So I'm just excited that you're here and excited to dig in.
Yeah, so Carrie is definitely, we try every time to have like maybe a subject expert. Our last video was on videography. We had Bryce. So this one, we were like, Carrie, got to do the numbers. She is just so great at it. She brings so much to our team and for our clients. It's just incredible the work you've done. Okay, that's all I got to say. Kudos.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, like a million rounds of applause. Carrie is our like measurement and analytics and insights expert, and we're so excited to have her really lead the discussion on ROI today. So,
all right, let's jump in, shall we? So, okay, measuring ROI on social media, why it's important and how to do it. So, step one, which we say this in every video, is strategy and goals. So, what is your business's main objective when it comes to social media? We have to know that before we can find out, like, okay, so what will the results be? What are you getting back on your investment if we don't even know where our starting point is and what our goals are? So, not to make it too overwhelming, but some ideas of your social media strategy goals could be, are you trying to increase your brand awareness? So, AKA, do you want more people to know who you are and what you do? Are you wanting to bring more people to your website? So do you want, you have this fancy new website and you want everyone to see it and you're not sure how to get them there. These are things you can do through social media. And then you'll have your analytics and your results to show you the proof, right? Other things is growing your audience, promoting or selling your products or your services, driving content or connecting with audience. So these are all different strategy goals. And that's kind of like the starting point, right? Find your measuring, where your starting point is with your measurements, right?
yeah, and I mean, it's just important to note that as you start anything, you probably have some goals in mind, and social media is absolutely no different. And how will you ever know that you have been successful if you don't take stock in, okay, where are my numbers at right now? And what are my goals? How am I going to increase that? So Carrie's going to jump in and really kind of talk about what a successful social media campaign looks like. And specifically with examples of social media ROI metrics. So go ahead.
But I'm going to say hi to Courtney. Hello, Courtney. Thanks for watching.
Hello. So what will a successful social media campaign look like? So now that you've identified what your objective is with your social media strategy, now it's just what at the end of in a year from now, what would lead you to believe that this was a successful campaign that you've put together? What are the things that worked, what didn't work, but how would you know if you didn't, have some sort of metric to gauge that against? So similar to your goals, that's going to drive which metric that you're going to look at. So for brand awareness, maybe that's looking at for your different social channels, was there an increase in mention, shares, likes, and impressions? And it's important to note that depending on which social media channels you're on, for businesses, there is a dashboard with all of your analytics that you have access to. So if you haven't already kind of dabbled and looked at all of that data, it can be overwhelming. But if you just have service level knowledge of, that you want to have more people know who you are, well, then looking at brand awareness and those the data around there, it's pretty self-explanatory from that perspective without getting too deep in the weeds when you're looking at those dashboards. But maybe it's growing an audience or finding a new demographic. So again, looking at the net number of followers that you've gained in a month, your post reach. So maybe you're not reaching very many individuals, but you really want to increase the number of people that are seeing your content and your different calls to action, engagement, people that are interested in your brand and really want to engage and interact with you and have those conversations and give feedback on where it's important for you, or conversions. So that could be people taking action on your calls to action. So if it's driving traffic to your website, people that are actually clicking through your post content and actually visiting your website and spending time there to kind of learn more about you, your products, your services, those sorts of things. Or maybe it's customer testimonials. You want to see more word of mouth from your loyal customers. So these are all ways that you can think about what a successful social media campaign would look like. And then just keeping that in mind when you start building your content. And then also looking at how you're going to look at those reports.
So somebody who's like brand new, okay, so I have a company and it's small, there's just a few of us, so we're doing all this stuff in-house. Like, would you recommend them just starting with just a couple of these things? Like maybe where are their followers right now or where were your followers in December of 2020, which Facebook will give you those numbers for free. Like you can look that stuff up, and then looking at where you're at now, like, would you suggest picking a couple of these, or do you feel like people should, take every single one of these and analyze the, I wanted to say the crap, but that's probably not appropriate. Analyze it.
This is a family-friendly show, FYI.
I would definitely say if you're new to this, if analytics and looking at those dashboards is something new to you, I would definitely just pick maybe one or two to start with. Again, bite-sized pieces of change, progress is good. So, you're not going to be able to grow if you only have 50 followers in a month. It may not be realistic to expect to grow to 1,000 followers. So it's important to also keep those SMART goals in mind, measurable, attainable, and that makes sense for your business and for your current strategy.
Oh, another question. They're just popping up. Okay. So I think what we see a lot, there can be dips, right? Each month we can see like 1 month, oh my goodness, like those posts soared, that ad did amazing. And maybe like something very similar the next month can, dip down. So would you suggest like a certain amount of time to then be able to see like, oh yes, it's going down, but then eventually, we're hitting this up? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that ebbs and flows are definitely natural. And I think if maybe you've decided as part of your social media content that you are kind of rebranding yourself or giving yourself a social media refresh, that may attract or deter certain individuals that are currently a part of your social profile. So I think, again, it's just making sure that your content is a true representation of the products and services that you offer, that it's, accurate representation of your personality as a brand, and that you put, your best foot forward. And, if you lose a couple of followers, I think it's important to know that you're cultivating a community of more loyal base, more targeted demographic that are truly interested in your brand.
Yeah. And I think that, especially with followers, that is so important. And I think consistency with your posts are also like a big part of, if you're not seeing your numbers as successful as you want, like look back on also like, that's just a super easy thing to measure. That's a super easy thing to keep track of every month. Did I do 10 posts this month, but I did 15 posts 2 months ago? Like that's going to make a big difference. So even though we haven't brought that up, like these are just really small things that you can easily implement into your company, like today, tomorrow, of just like, hey, intern, can you count how many posts we did last month versus 2 months ago? Or, hey, I don't know, whatever. That's something really quick and easy. That's a good way of or simple way of looking at some metrics from your social media. So
For sure. And I loved Carrie's point about making sure that your social media is an accurate representation of your brand.
yes.
Because I think sometimes companies will or businesses will get on social media knowing that they need to be there, but maybe posting in a way that's really not kind of the type of content that they would be telling people face to face, just because they feel like they need to have something that's totally out there and unique so that people will engage with it. But actually, that's definitely going to hurt you in the long run. So ensuring that that brand consistency and personality and tone is there from month to month is going to get you the type of followers that you want, and is going to help you keep the followers that you have.
Yeah, spoiler alert, video 4 is on branding. So Mugs and Marketing number 4 is on branding. So.
Woo-hoo. Can't wait. Hey, and if you are watching along and you have questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section or the chat, and we will get those answered. So thank you, everyone who is already watching.
Yeah, welcome. All right, so who wants to talk about how to track your ROI?
I can jump in.
Yeah, Carrie.
So tracking ROI. So you have established what your goal is for your social media strategy. You've already established what metric or metrics that you want to track. Okay, so you have your metrics. That's awesome. Now, determine how frequently your business wants to pull these reports. So from a socially seasoned perspective, for our clients, we pull them every month and provide an overview, basically telling a story with that data of what's went well, maybe opportunities for improvement, things that we can do to enhance their current strategy. So you have to pick what's best for you and what makes sense for your team. But you can pull those reports weekly, monthly, quarterly. And again, I mentioned that each social channel has its own dashboard, and makes it really easy to pull those analytics or even just to see that data. So if it's something that, the pulling those reports in the way that those channels make it available, if that's good for you, if that works for your team, or if it's coming up with a simple Word document or Excel file that you can keep internally with just the bare basics of what you're wanting to track. It's definitely whatever works best for you. Make it your own. But that would be the next step. So then after you have identified how soon you want or how frequently you're going to be pulling those reports, make it a priority. So social media is a part of your marketing mix, and it's equally as important as the digital space, print, traditional marketing. Make social media a priority. So pull those reports as you've determined. So if it's monthly, you're pulling those every month, you're analyzing that data, and then think critically about what this data is telling you. So if you've lost a couple followers, or if you've not seeing as much engagement, maybe there's ideas or different content that you might be able to throw in, or maybe look at your content and how you can make it more engaging to really achieve those metrics and achieve those goals. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. And in addition to each channel's analytics, own analytics tools, there are also tools out there like social media management platforms. So like Hootsuite, Buffer, HubSpot, Sprout Social, Agora Pulse, which is what we use. Many different tools out there that may have a free plan or a very low cost plan. And if you're thinking about creating consistent content and making sure that it's consistently published, it's a great idea to look into those, not only for your publishing, but also because all of those tools have built-in analytics. And so they allow you to pull from multiple channels and give you one beautiful report. And so that can make things even easier for you if you're looking for maybe a time-saving tool or something like that. So just a note on that as well. Awesome. So why, ladies, is it important to pull social media analytics regularly and track the ROI?
Well, I would say, like, the frugal person that I am, I mean, even if you're spending, I mean, you could break it down by hours that an employee is spending posting, or you could break it down that maybe you're doing a $50 ad a month. That's not very much to some people, or it's a lot to you. Like, I don't know where everyone's at, but either way, if it's a little, even if you're doing $5 a month, to me, if you're not tracking to see your results, like, yes, you can see, oh, that ad, showed it to this many people, or, whatnot. But if you're not really tracking the other measurements or other things that happened on your channel, it's like kind of a waste. Like, I feel like that's a little harsh, but to me, I think that's why it's so important to make sure you're looking at the numbers, because you don't want to waste your money, or you don't want to waste your employees' time by just throwing things into the internet, like, take this internet and we'll see if something comes back. Like, so I don't know. That's just part of my mind.
Oh, totally. I think too, it's funny because it's similar to, it's a shot in the dark if someone says, well, how's your social media going, or how's your current strategy, or how do you feel like it's going? If you don't know, if you haven't been keeping an eye on, and establishing what success looks like, then how can you give an accurate answer? It's, exactly. It's just kind of a shot in the dark.
Right. The proof is in the pudding, y'all.
Yes. Which goes back to, like, strategy, which is, way back, but our first video about, like, what creates good content, but it's like, it's all about the strategy, and that ends up coming together with, your analytics and your ROI. I mean, it all is just goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But you can really find out, what's working and what's not. That is so important, because once again, you're just going to be wasting precious time. Even if you're scrolling and, you're on your business page and you're scrolling and you're liking things, even that can be something that you are using as a metric. Like, I spent 15 minutes every day from my company page liking other, people's posts, all of that. Like, that can even be something that you're measuring. Like, oh, this day I did 30 liked posts. This day I only did this. All of that can go into it. So there's so many fun things that you can really use to show improvement or not.
Absolutely. That's a great point, Kristen. It all kind of goes into that marketing mix. Awesome. So do we have any questions or comments about tracking ROI, analytics from our viewers online?
Yeah, anything. Or it can be off topic too, if you just have a question.
Sure. Like maybe you just really like Kristen's mug, or
look at that. Sparkles.
Kristen's repping the brand. By the way, I know we have some of our friends watching today. I am using my brand new coaster, Foxworthy Wealth Advisors, for to set my mug on. So love that. Awesome. Well, if anyone is watching this on the replay and has questions or comments, feel free to reach out at any time. You can find us on social media or on sociallyseasoned.com. And just thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for Carrie for sharing your expertise on measurement. Awesome info. And Kristen, as always, for leading us along the way. So until next time, Volume 4, Mugs and Marketing.
Stay social.